Welcome to today's edition of 3-Minute Halacha as we continue to study the Melacha of Boneh, of building on Shabbat. The Magen Avraham in Siman Shin Yud Tet 319 Sif Katan Yud Chet 18 notes that building doesn't just apply to a building, but even to food. And therefore, a person who makes cheese on Shabbat violates the prohibition of Boneh, because the curds are clustered and clumped together into the larger piece of cheese. And therefore, when you make that single brick or mold of cheese, it is considered binyan. In addition, we also would say that binyan ba'ochlin, building with food, could apply to other things as well. Rav Shmuel Vosner Zatzal in the Shevet Halevi, Chelik Vav, Siman Chavtet notes that if you create food molds, the olden days, we would do chopped liver molds, or if you would take eggs and chopped eggs together with onions, it would also potentially violate the prohibition of boneh on Shabbat. There are those who disagree with these specific examples, saying, for example, when it comes to the chopped onions and eggs, that it's really not a tight connection between the two, and they can easily be separated, and therefore binyan wouldn't apply. However, ultimately, we are concerned about the potential of binyan when it comes to food. As a result, Rabbi Yisrael Belsky Zatzal ruled that there should be a question when you're making sushi rolls on Shabbat, because ultimately you're taking the rice, rolling it around the fish or the vegetables, and creating a new structure. That structure to be cut into a nice, neat circles, and as a result, that could be a question of boneh on Shabbat. In fact, that is the psak Rav Asher Zelig Weiss in Kovetz Or HaShabbat, volume 29, on page 28, and he feels that we should be stringent and not make sushi rolls on Shabbat specifically for that purpose. On the other hand, Rabbi Rafal Baruch Fiskus, in that very same Kovetz Or Shabbat, disagrees with Rav Asher Weiss. And he says, just as the Maharsham disagreed with the position of Rav Vosner, saying that when you take onions and eggs and you make them into a mold, it's not really a permanent structure. It's easily dismantled. The same could be considered for sushi rolls. You have the rice that's really separate from the vegetables or the fish, and therefore it can be separated simply. Nevertheless, there are those who forbid making a sushi roll on Shabbat because of the melacha of boneh.